Here we are. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another live. I hope everyone had a really good week this week. And I'm back today to speak about another topic for you guys on how to position yourself for the job market. And how do you actually work on your career story and your brand so that you differentiate yourself from the rest of the applicants that might be going for similar roles to what you're going for. If you guys have any comments, as usual, you can always leave them on the comment section. Hi, Rookie. Thank you so much for joining. So I'm going to dive right in. I'm going to give you guys about 5 steps that will help you with the positioning yourself correctly in the job market. So the first step is to clarify specifically exactly what is it the role that you're going for based on your skills and your experiences. In my experience in the HR, when I was interviewing a lot of applicants, I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen a lot of resumes that didn't have a clear objective or a clear understanding of what position is it that they're looking for. So it was kind of hard for me to also understand how is it that position I was looking to fill met their needs and met their expectations and their desires. So it's very important to clarify that before even you start coming up with your career story on paper, which would be a resume, your cover letter, your LinkedIn profiles, and everything else like that. So everything starts with clarifying what particular role, or even it would be even better if you know which particular industry you would be going for. So that really helps. And I recommend that when you do draw up your resume. Hi, Viori. Thank you for joining. Hi. When you do your resume, you want to make sure that you clarify that before you actually start tailoring the rest of the resume to that particular role. So that would be the first tip. And then the next thing is to maybe brainstorm or reflect back on which experiences or skills you already have for the particular role or industry that you're trying to go into, and make an inventory of what skills is it that you need to gain in order to go into that industry or particular role. So you want to know which skills you already possess, and also which skills and experiences you need to possess to gain. That will give you a very clear idea over what kind of plan do you need to make. If, let's say, you need a particular skill that your industry needs, but you don't already have, then it's much easier to go out and look for that. Whether that is an online course or a certification of some sort, or maybe the industry requires some sort of degree, then you'll have a much better idea over what is it that you're looking for. So you want to know that. Next one is to position, as I said. So once you're very clear on your objective or what position you're trying to land, you want to ensure that the keywords on your resume are actually all tailored to the role and industry that you're going for. Something that would help you out with that is take a look at similar job descriptions for similar roles that you're trying to apply for, and a lot of those keywords could give you a lot of helpful tips on how to actually tailor your resume to that. Thank you, Viori. Viori says very helpful tips. I'm glad that these are helping you guys out with positioning and standing out for a very crowded market where everyone most of the time is trying to go for the similar role. So all right, next I want to tell you guys about the elevator pitch. I'm sure you guys have heard of this before. So the elevator pitch is really, what would you say to someone within the less than 1 minute you have to, let's say you're ever stuck with them in an elevator. So this is short and sweet message that you always should practice and have on top of your mind anytime you speak to someone or if you go to networking events, or if you're networking with anyone in your industry. So I'll give you a little bit of an exercise for it and a few questions that you can brainstorm on. So it should be between 30 to 60 seconds. And some of the questions that you need to answer are, who am I? What am I passionate about? What makes me different? And then what problem do I solve for the company? So it's 4 questions, and you should take a moment to write it out in this format. And then my recommendation, thank you, Anna. My recommendation is to actually record yourself saying it. And it's not going to be perfect the first time, and that's okay. It's a rough draft. You can always edit it, and you can always clarify it. And the more times that you actually speak it out loud and you catch yourself even saying it on recording or even practicing it with people that you know, the more you do that, the more clear you'll become. And then the more you practice it, the more clear you'll sound when you are actually out in networking events, or when you are out professionally speaking to anyone, and it will even help you out in your job interview. Because most of the time, the first question on the job interview is tell me a little bit more about yourself. So this elevator pitch will give you tons of good information, short and sweet information that the other person will clearly understand. What is it? What makes you different? Why you're passionate? And what problem do you solve? So those are the questions. And then the last tip I have is to come up with a strategic networking plan. A lot of the times, just tailoring your resumes, your cover letters, your LinkedIn profiles is more of a reactive approach. But what you can do to help yourself through the process a lot faster is to actually make a networking plan. What events can you go to that the people you want to meet are? How to use some online resources that you can actually network. As I know, LinkedIn is the biggest one to make new connections. And by the way, you can use the elevator pitch when you make connections on LinkedIn as well. So that's another way to reuse that. Hi, Mandy. Thanks so much for joining. So you definitely want to make a proactive strategic plan, or which associations might be connected to your industry that you can start looking up, and also seeing what events they might have or what other ways you can reach out. So these are all some ways that you can come up with your own strategic plan. And as you guys know, of course, any other support that you need with any of these things I spoke about, I'm always available. You can always reach out to me. I would like to let you guys know that I would like to add some guests to these lives. So if you guys are interested, just DM me and we'll set up a nice interview, and we could chat more about what you do, and share your experience with everyone in the group. And I think there'll be a lot of helpful, beneficial information for everyone else. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you here next week on another live.